channel. My name is Anthony. Today we're going to be doing a review and wear test of the Uoma Beauty Step 1, 2, and 3. So if you don't know, that's the foundation, concealer, and the highlight contour stick. So if you want to see how I got this look and my thoughts on these products, stay tuned. So let's start with step 1, which is going to be the Uoma Beauty
Say what?
Foundation in shade T1W Honey Honey. This retails for $40 and I did get this at Ulta. So this claims to be a weightless soft matte hydrating foundation and it has a buildable coverage. Now, I love this foundation. I'm gonna do a little split screen. You guys can see me applying the foundation on my face using a Juno & Co sponge. I do prefer sponges to apply this foundation, but I do prefer sponges to apply most foundations. So that is just my bias. You can definitely use a brush for this and there won't be any streak marks. It does blend seamlessly and you will get a little bit more coverage with a brush. So that is something to keep in mind. As far as weightless goes, I do think this foundation is super lightweight. That's one of the things I really love about this foundation is that I have worn this foundation for hours. Like I'm talking at least 8+ hours and it still feels pretty weightless. Even now, I've had this on for at least an hour now and I don't barely feel this on my skin. This is the type of makeup you can wear all day long and you're not like, oh, I gotta take this off. It almost in comparison reminds me to the way like the Fenty matte foundation feels, kind of that type of weightless. This does have a soft matte finish just like it claims, and you guys can't really see it because I have all this glow on my face, which we'll get to in a minute, but it does give you a soft matte finish. I'm trying to find a spot on my face, like my forehead up here. You can see it has a little bit of radiance, but it is for the most part matte. I actually did not set my face in this area, so the finish right here is just the foundation, just how it dries down naturally. Now it says it's a soft matte hydrating foundation. I don't know if it's hydrating. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how I would determine that, to be honest. It looks nice on my face. I don't know what that means, hydrating foundation, but it's not super drying on my skin anyway. I do have combo skin. If you have super dry skin, I would love to know your thoughts if you've used this foundation. The same with extremely oily. I have worn this foundation on a day that was extremely hot, like extremely hot. I even tried to film that day and I just deleted it because it was crazy. But I did wear it on a day it was like 96 degrees or something like that and extremely humid where I live. And I was outside all day. I was sweating, like dripping. It looked like I went to the gym. But when I got home, my foundation was still on, which I can appreciate. So I do think this is pretty long wearing. I think that as long as you're not somebody that's touching your face all the time, your makeup is gonna last. Of course, if you touch your face, especially after a good couple hours on a hot day when you're oily or sweaty, it's gonna come off. It's not transfer proof. So keep that in mind. But as you guys can see, it looks beautiful. Like, to me, it looks beautiful. Let me zoom you in a little bit. Ooh. It looks beautiful. Also, it's very smoothing. I feel like you really can't see my pores that much, and I do definitely have pores, especially like around the cheek area right here. It's a winner for me, guys. Like, I've worn this pretty much nonstop since I bought it. I need to put it down and try some other things, but this is gonna be my go-to summer foundation, spring foundation, my new go-to like medium full coverage foundation. I'm really loving this. Also, before I forget, it is in a glass bottle, frosted, as you guys can see. It has a pink cap because I'm in the shade range of Honey Honey. The cool thing about this foundation and this brand, the cool thing about this foundation and this brand is that they do split the foundation shades into categories. So I'm in the category Honey Honey, which is for medium shades, I'm pretty sure. And so it has this like pinkish cap, which I think is pretty cool. If you're somebody who is a makeup artist and you have a bunch of Uoma foundation shades, it'll be pretty easy to kind of pick out what you're trying to use from your kit, I think. That's something I think is a nice little touch. So let's go right into step number 2, which is the Stay Woke Concealer. And this is in shade T1 Honey Honey. So that's the cool thing I like about this as well, is that the foundation shades and the concealer shades coincide, as well as with the contour highlight stick you'll see. They make it very easy for you to grab other products based off of your foundation shade. So like I said, this is T1 Honey Honey. These retail for $25. Packaging is quite small, and it does have one of those fatter doe foot applicators. Come on. It's a fatter doe foot applicator for sure. This concealer, we're kind of on and off. I do have her on today, so you guys can see for yourself what it looks like on my under eye. I don't quite know how I feel about her. When I put her on initially right out of the bottle, it looks very hydrating. It looks almost shiny. Hue split screen. When I blend it out, it does give you a nice like medium full coverage right off jump, which is nice. I guess I just don't know how I feel about the longevity and the wear. So I find that sometimes when I've worn this concealer and I've set it with a powder, depending on the powder I use, it can look really dry really fast, okay? So that's something you want to take into consideration. So for example, I had used the Juvias Place powder over top of it at one point, and my eyes were looking pretty dry. Now I am using the Dermalogica. What am I talking about? I'm using Dermablend. Get your brands together. Oh my God. So I'm using Dermablend, excuse me, the translucent powder under my eye today, and I do feel like it looks a lot better. So I might just have to stick with that powder. That is my favorite powder anyway, but I might just have to stick to that powder with this concealer because it does look really nice today on my under eye. On the opposite side of that, I did find that on the day that it was like 96 degrees and I was outside sweating, moist, my under eye looked really nice. So obviously it does dry down pretty matte, and I'm assuming that the humidity and all of that kind of kept it looking pretty fresh throughout the day on that day. And like I said, today it looks pretty nice as well. I have found that on occasion it can crease a little bit worse than some of my other concealers. So I feel like that's where I'm like iffy with it the most, is that sometimes it seems to crease more than others. So I think I'm still playing around with it. But for the past couple days, I will say it has been looking really nice. And you guys can see today, it looks pretty nice. I do have fine lines, so I'm going to have lines regardless, but it's not creasing. And it doesn't look too dry today. So we're working well with each other today, which is really nice. You definitely can build it up. I do like the shade. I don't think this is a brightening shade for me. This shade actually is more of just like my skin tone. So if you wanted a brightening shade, I would actually go a couple shades down than what your foundation shade is, just to give you that like highlighting effect. But I still don't mind it, you know. I mean, I still look a little highlighted just because of the bronzer and everything like that. So definitely would use this on my face as a spot concealer, no doubt. I'll probably have an update with this one in a month or two, give you like my final thoughts on it, but it's not bad, you know. If you have concealers that are your favorite, you may not need to get this one, but if you're on the market, I would say try this one. And if you're somebody that doesn't like to set your under eye concealer and you don't have major fine lines, kind of like I do, you probably won't need to set this. So try it out. Let me know if you try it out what your thoughts are. Moving right along, step number 3. This is the highlight and contour stick. So this is the highlight shade that you get. If it'll focus for us. So that's the highlighter. And then that's the contour shade. Let me swatch them for you just so you can see what they look like. So this is the contour shade. This is the highlight. The highlight is super pretty. Super pretty. It almost looks too gold on the stick, but there is like a champagne-y kind of sheer base. It looks so pretty. Right here you have the concealer shade, and then this is the foundation shade. Again, it's T1W Honey Honey for both of those. So there you have it. I do have the contour stick. I use that to contour today. That's the majority of what you see happening in my forehead for the most part. I did put a little bit of blush, so like if you see more red, that's from the blush. However, this contour is a little bit on the reddish side as well. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know that it's like my favorite shade for contouring per se, but it definitely is not bad and it gets the job done. I do like the formula. You don't need a lot. You put one small stripe and you're good to go. And it does blend very nicely. So I do like the formula. I think that maybe the shade is not bad, like I said. I don't mind it. I just have to make sure that I pair it with a good colored bronzing powder on top, so that way it's not super red. You know what I mean? Because then it comes off more like a blush bronzer type of deal. But you can see that is the contour stick here, and you can see that magnificent glow, which is mainly that highlight stick. So like I mentioned, that highlight stick I really thought was not going to be a good shade for me at first. When I looked at it, I was like, that's going to be too dark. What is that going to look like? And then when you put it on, it is just the perfect shade. It is the perfect, like, natural, very dewy, as you can see, very shiny highlight. I will warn you now, do not put that highlighter over a powdered face, okay? That highlighter does not work like that. For me, at least, it didn't. Again, it could have been the powder I was using, but I did not have success using that over an already set face. I do recommend using it on a not wet face, but you know, on just a cream base face first. And also, I would say you could use it under your foundation as well. I think that would be really, really pretty, especially because this foundation does have a more soft matte finish. So I really, really like the cream contour stick. It is just a little bit red. And this, before I forget, is $40. So about the same as the foundation, but you are getting two products in one. Overall, I'm really loving Uoma Beauty right now. Like, you have no idea. Like I said, the foundation, we're in a long-term committed relationship. That's bae. You can't talk to him because we will fight. Like, I just don't understand. I can't believe it took me this long to try this foundation. I've been eyeing this foundation for quite some time. I'm very glad that I purchased it. I recommend everybody go out and try the Uoma Beauty foundation. It's a black-owned beauty brand, so let's go support, you know what I'm saying? Spend your coin. The concealer, like I mentioned, it's not my most favorite concealer, but I also think that I'm still playing with it. When I like it, I really like it. You know what I'm saying? And when it starts to act weird, I'm like, So I'll have to update you guys on that. Definitely throw this in a future video and kind of tell you guys my thoughts on it in the future once I've used it a little bit more in different environments with different powders, so on and so forth. But again, you can see it right now and it looks fine. It looks beautiful. I'm not mad at it. Like I said, when I like it, I really like it. And right now, I really like it. So we're definitely going to keep her in the rotation. And then the contour highlight stick, I love. I love the highlight contour stick. I struggle to find contour sticks that I like, mainly because of the shades, I'll be honest. And while I did mention that this shade is still a little bit redder, a little bit more red. I swear I speak English. I swear I do. A little bit more red than I would like it to be. I'm okay with it. You know what I mean? I'm not mad at it. I like the formula itself. I love the highlight stick. If they separated these sticks and had just contour and highlight sticks, I think that would be amazing, just because then I could pick like a better contour shade and still have whatever highlight I want. But the highlight side of it is just absolutely stunning to me. I really like it a lot. Don't be afraid to try these products. They sheer out really nicely. The contour side is a little bit more pigmented, but the highlight side especially does sheer out very nicely while giving you a very almost wet look. So definitely give that a try. I definitely want to try some of their other products. I know they got some eyeshadows, lipsticks I've heard are very nice. I don't know if they have blushes. Do they have blushes or bronzers? If they do, I would very much so be interested in a blush. Like I said, guys, go try this out. All of these products can be found at Ulta, in-store, and online. So if you want to go inside, see it in person, swatch some stuff. Can't swatch anything because of COVID precautions, but at least you can see it in person. I don't know. But if you want to go inside Ulta and look at these products, I highly recommend it. And once you find your foundation shade, you have everything else set to go. So I think it's super cool. Let me know down below if you've tried Uoma Beauty, what your favorite products are. Let me know what your foundation shade is. And let me know, especially if you're like super dry or super oily, if this works for you. Again, I am combo skin, oily in the T-zone, pretty normal everywhere else. It's a win for me. I really like it. Go out, support. If you try it out, let me know what your thoughts are. And if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Support my channel. Let me know that you're enjoying these videos. I love talking to you guys in the comments. It makes my day. As always, I hope you guys are staying safe, and I will see you guys the next time.